Look, how many times did I mash this work? Feel like 10,000 days. Bros in court with the A-list model. Why's that? Cause she breached the NDA. Just had a call with Irish Jack. Man don't rap but he lets it spray. Two leg ones came through, they're twinning, so I'm gloved up like Cray. Sweet one just wanna waste my time, babes. What's the ETA? I like my girl on time, that's period. Nothing but stress when you say you're late. Girl, you can get new nails and bags, but when I call cabs, best underlay. I know waiting my name on that plastic. Man, stop acting, babe. Yeah, what? Man, snowflake, bitch, you like 10 WAs. Future plan by your mum and dad, but she's out here testing fate. Old man when her son-in-law, he's got brains. She wanna break the law, my rock chains. Growing up, put her on the right road. Now man, she's out here mad on the mains. Ayy, bare clout and nicotine that you're craving. Out in libertine, feeling faded. Bare problems, man, you've been creating. When I'm in the studio, when you call my phone, you don't stop, man, you got no patience. Tryna make that paper, money come first and pleasure come later. I showed her love, now she thinks she a part of me. Going mad on my gram, babe, don't be a drama queen. Bad to give a man city girl vibes, but I'm in the field like Harlan G. She want Prada, shoulda do nada, man. That one go far with me. High for the A, but I sing to your girl and take her away. Something like Drake, like if you're hearing this now, by now it's already too late. Calling me out, come to the clash, your girls, they're promoting my mixtape. Big mixed race, big boy with a belly, I'm heavy, so you don't know me overweight, yeah. Yeah, she what a man bought me, committing that's unrealistic. Nah, ain't part of my plan, see me, I'm done with these bitches. Say this year's all about money, fuck the matrix and its glitches. Used to see her drive my whip, well I guess my perspective shifted. Yeah, she what a man bought me, committing that's unrealistic. Nah, ain't part of my plan, see me, I'm done with these bitches.
Un beso, dos besos, tres besos, solo vive el momento conmigo, mi amor. Te daría un beso, dos besos, tres besos, solo vive el momento conmigo, mi amor. No le pare, no le pare, no le pare ya. No le pare, no le pare, no le pare ya. Oye mami, no le pare. Vamos a hacer que esta vida sea una vida inolvidable. Digan lo que digan, ya tú sabes que si estamos juntos los dos no hay nadie que nos pare. Tú eres mi favorita, dame un chance en la primera cita. Yo quiero que tú seas mi señorita, baby. No hay nadie más bonita. Imaginando, tu boquita en la mía, baby, sería un sueño, you know. Pero si fuera real, mi amor. Imaginando, tu boquita en la mía, baby, sería un sueño, you know. Pero si fuera real, mi amor, te daría un beso, dos besos, tres besos, solo vive el momento conmigo, mi amor. Te daría un beso, dos besos, tres besos, solo vive el momento conmigo, mi amor. No le pare, no le pare, no le pare ya. No le pare, no le pare, no le pare ya. Cuando estás conmigo, ¿cómo te lo explico? Siento que tu abrazo me protege contra el frío. Cuando estás conmigo, cuando estoy contigo, yo siento que nos unió el destino. Te daría un beso, dos besos, tres besos, solo vive el momento conmigo, mi amor. Te daría un beso, dos besos, tres besos, solo vive el momento conmigo, mi amor. No le pare, no le pare, no le pare ya. No le pare, no le pare, no le pare ya. No le pare, no le pare, no le pare ya. No le pare, no le pare, no le pare, no le pare.
What's good, UB2Bs? Back at it again with another video. It is actually getting pretty late into the day, and I've essentially just kind of been lounging around and figuring out exactly what I wanted to do today. The only thing that I really knew that I wanted to do today was not go outside, and that is simply because we're experiencing another heat wave here in New York City. I'm not sure if the rest of the country is also going through this heat wave right now, but at least for me, I have no desire to go outside with it being 99, 100 degrees outside, and my plan was to just stay inside and have my air conditioner and just keep it cool. So it is blue skies and sunny outside and everything, and looks gorgeous, but I'm just not trying to do it. I don't want to really be out there and have to deal with the craziness that goes on with, just being out there in the heat. So this morning I did wake up around 10. I had my alarm set for 8:30 for some reason, because I kind of dozed off last night and fell asleep naturally around 1:30, 1:45, and was trying to upload the video, and then I realized that I was sleeping with the computer on my chest, and I wanted to get 8 hours this morning, so I hit snooze a couple times. I changed it to about 9:30 or whatever, and then hit it again and decided to wake up at 10. So I did actually end up getting 8 hours worth of rest, which is perfect. And then I just kind of like lounged in bed for a little while. I was drinking a bunch of water and really didn't want to get out of bed, and watching YouTube videos and listening to a couple of nice podcasts. And since I worked out yesterday, it was already sort of the plan to not go to the gym today. And for the most part, on my days in between going to the gym and hitting weights, I have been trying to hit the Yesoul bike a little bit more frequently. So I actually knocked out 45 minutes on the bike today, and I'm not really sure why. I haven't been burning as many calories on the bike, or it hasn't been recording as many calories. I feel like I've been putting in pretty decent intensity, but maybe I need to try to step it up a notch. But still burned around 300 calories for the 45 minutes, which seems pretty low for that amount of time. But like I said, gonna try to figure out the reasoning behind this. But anyways, I'm still glad that I still was able to work up some sort of sweat as far as exercise goes, and didn't eat my first meal until around 3 p.m., which is a bit crazy, but just with the way that I was just exercising and kind of like lounging around and everything, showered and all that stuff. Well, the plan was to make the chilaquiles today, but I didn't have all the ingredients that I needed. I always like to have some sort of breakfast meat when I am cooking any sort of breakfast, whether that's chilaquiles, whether that's a New York bagel sandwich, whether that's just simply just cooking eggs and potatoes or whatever I'm cooking. And it just feels natural to me to have some sort of breakfast sausage or bacon or chorizo or something. But I just ran downstairs to the bodega and just grabbed some of that chorizo and then bacon, so that way I can possibly cook okonomiyaki later. And then also the bacon just has a lot of versatility as far as what I can do with it. I also have carbonara that I can make from Trader Joe's that is also in my freezer. So I've noticed that bacon can really be kind of just thrown in pretty much any food, so it's always nice to have bacon already prepared and ready to go. So I'm probably just gonna just make the bacon here in a little bit just to have it ready and not have to try to cook up the bacon every single time I'm ready to use it. But the chilaquiles was amazing. I've never actually cooked chorizo on my own like that. I usually just use like chicken sausage or pork sausage or whatever when I used to make chilaquiles back in LA all the time. But it was actually really good, very hefty, and I decided to eat a little bit bigger portion just because my first meal of the day wasn't until like 3 or 3:30, like I said. And just kind of just getting in my bag as far as creativity goes in the kitchen. The biggest factor as far as wanting to cook and feeling confident and ready to go is making sure that the fridge or freezer or your pantry is stocked with things that can be easily mixed and matched with other items in the kitchen. When my fridge is essentially empty, I don't really have any desire to cook, and that's simply because what am I going to actually make? And I'm thinking about what I can actually put together. And when I don't have much of anything as far as like eggs or pickled onions or chicken, things like that, it just kind of makes it difficult. No kind of cheese or maybe a vegetable of some sort. And I think back on like shows like some of those cooking shows, they're kind of like running into the pantry and stuff and trying to like come up with things to cook, and they kind of just figure out on the go with what they got. And that's essentially what I'm trying to do, is just get better at using the things that I got, but also making sure that my kitchen is just stocked with things that I can make breakfast breakfast with these foods. I can make lunch with these foods, make dinner, eat snacks and everything, and not have an empty fridge, because that's going to go a long way as far as how you're going to feel when you're wanting to cook certain things. But I am glad that I'm like sharpening my tool and just sticking to it. And I feel so much better now that my oven is not slanted anymore, because it was super annoying to have my pans kind of like turned up to the side and then like all the oil runs to one side of the pan. And you know, it's just less of a headache now that it's even again, the way that it should be. And I didn't smell any gas or anything as I was cooking, so luckily didn't have to call the maintenance guys over so they come in here and don't want to wear the booties again. So but yeah, like I said, you guys, like today has just been super chill, just wanting to just stay out of the heat as much as possible and just kind of be comfortable in my own home and not even going to the gym. So I've really been just trying to do some sort of reflection as far as like, you know, my current situation and being in New York City, and just realizing like I really do appreciate certain aspects of the city, like the fact that I didn't have the breakfast sausage or anything. It's just such a convenience for me knowing that I can just go downstairs and just buy some breakfast meat, as opposed to like if I wasn't here, I would have to get in my car, sit in traffic, go through a couple red lights, and find a parking spot at a store, get out of my car. Like, it's just, there's so many things that I take for granted when thinking about like what are the reasons why I'm here in New York City. And I'm trying to name some of the things that people don't try to like think of too frequently or too often. And being able to do something like that is a huge weight off my shoulder. Like, I just remember, like, if I didn't have like bacon or something, like I would literally have to like wait in so many different lines, waste so much time getting in the car and having to drive like 5-10 minutes to get to a store and wait in line to check out. And it's just a lot versus like I literally, if I forget my chapstick or something, I can literally just go downstairs to a bodega and just buy a new chapstick almost instantly, as opposed to having to inconvenience myself to do so. So that's, you know, just another reason why I find the convenience of living in a city like New York or any of these other cities like Chicago, London, et cetera, et cetera. And then also days like today where I don't really have much scheduled or much planned to do, how to essentially feel motivated and just driven or feel creative on days where I don't really have anything to do and I don't really see myself going anywhere, but just simply because I don't feel like getting out and sweating my ass off to go and try to do something. And just finding comfort in my own home and comfort in my own apartment and finding peace in that, and knowing that it is okay to just kind of just relax and just kind of sit with your thoughts, sit with yourself, and just kind of dig a little bit and you know, sit still for a second. And that is essentially what I did today. Even though I've been playing podcasts over my HomePods, like I did clean off this. I had a lot of dust and stuff on my bookcase right here. I cleaned off sprayed the coffee table down a little bit and reset my HomePods, because my HomePods have been having issues. I have a HomePod in my office area right here. I've got one in my bathroom and I have one in my bedroom. And just over the past few months, essentially since I've moved in here, it's just the connectivity has been an issue. And I don't know if I told you guys that I got an extender that I put in my kitchen. That's like the only place that's in the middle of my apartment where I can actually reach my bedroom and everything, because I was having a lot of Wi-Fi issues in my bedroom where as soon as I walked in there, and same with my bathroom, I would lose all connectivity essentially because my router is right here next to the office area. But ever since I got the extender, the Wi-Fi has been improved drastically. I'm very happy with it. And this morning, you know, I was like, things that kind of bother me, things that have been an annoyance to me, I might as well just take care of it now. Like, why am I not taking care of things immediately and putting it off to the side? And I just decided to reset every single one of the HomePods. And now that they're all connected to the extender as opposed to the regular Wi-Fi, I realized like, wow, it's made a huge improvement. I haven't had any bugs or any issues as far as the connectivity goes. And it's like, I should have done this a long time ago, at least when I added the extender. And now it's just like, it's only been one day to really be able to test and see how things are as far as the HomePod connectivity goes. But it's just like little improvements like that, and like realizing like, okay, like why are you letting all this like dust accumulation happen on top of the bookcase and stuff right here? Like, I wiped down the dining table and my countertops religiously pretty much like 3-4 times a day or anytime that I eat anything, but I kind of neglect the coffee table and the bookcase and stuff like that. And I have the incense burning, and I don't know if like the incense also causes just a little bit more dust build up in certain areas, but just trying to be productive in ways where I should be more productive, and thinking of ways to not just get in the habit of procrastinating and pushing things off to the side, because that's not a good habit. It's a good exercise to try and do things as they come up and do them immediately, as opposed to putting it off to the side, because now you might have certain deadlines and stuff that you got to meet, and you could have done this weeks ago, but you decided to wait for whatever reason, because it simply makes you feel better in the moment, but then you realize it kind of causes stress, little stressors throughout the days when you decide to do stuff like that. And it's kind of always been like that way for me, being a chronic procrastinator, and I always just kind of wondered why I'm like that. But realizing the times where I didn't procrastinate certain things, I did feel much better and just essentially happier in my decision when I do things on time, or not necessarily on time, but just when I'm thinking about it, as opposed to weeks or months later. Yeah, guys, like I have essentially just been in somewhat of a routine and dealing with things that help me feel cleaner, and like, you know, making sure I'm not having any like bugs or pests and roaches and stuff. Like I take my trash out every single day, even if the trash is like this much full, a quarter of the way full or whatever, because I don't want to have any food scraps or particles and stuff just kind of sitting around, because it might invite pests into my apartment. And it's like, no matter how clean that I really am, there's not really much that I can do as far as the control of other people and my neighbors and stuff like that. And once again, like when I go and like take my trash out, or like I want to go down the elevator next to the trash compactor and stuff, like there's just always just like, I don't know who it is that's in my apartment complex that just keeps putting their trash. They don't actually put it down the trash compactor. They just kind of like leave it sitting next to the trash compactor, and they just be piling up stuff. Or like I'll open the trash compactor and they'll actually have their trash like just sitting there, and they never actually push it down the trash compactor. And you know, dealing with the guy yesterday who came over and just wanted to just walk in my apartment without putting the booties on and stuff. It's like, how do you deal with stuff like that it causes me to have like a little bit of stress. Like it causes me to be a little bit uneasy, simply because like those people are the reason why like bugs and stuff are getting into the apartment complex, and this guy's is like tracking all this like grime and stuff from the street into my apartment. And it's like, I'm trying to just kind of relax a little bit and not let things stress me out that way. Just kind of take those deep breaths and just kind of know that I can't control other people. The only way that I can really mitigate the issue is either deal with what I can control in my own apartment by taking out my own trash and cleaning up as much as I humanly can in my apartment, so mine is spotless. But like, do I go as far as like throwing other people's trash away that they just are too lazy to put it down the trash compactor and take their stuff downstairs, and stuff like that? Like I'm trying to like figure out like what is the best solution, because if I just kind of leave it sitting there, it makes me think that, you know, we might get, you know, more pests and stuff into the units because of someone else's like laziness or lack thereof, you know, being able to complete tasks. And, you know, I'm just trying to do the best that I can as an individual and do my part as far as cleaning up or like watching some other people litter and stuff. It's just not something that I ever, you know, get myself involved in. And finding peace in my own home and staying away from stuff that I don't really desire to be like or want to be around, and just finding little improvements in my life to where I can just be at my utmost peacefulness and just be calm. I want to just be calm pretty much at all times, and I don't like when my blood pressure or anything is riled up. And like, there still is a lot for me to do. I still need to go and take my clothes out of my closet. Like the rod is still kind of doing that bend and stuff, and it's like, you know what, why not just kind of just do it and get it over with and stop making excuses for the things that I don't accomplish and start taking action. These are just little things that I've been thinking about as I sit with my thoughts and think about how I can be productive in my own life, and hopefully I can pass along some of these things to you guys as well, and maybe you guys can share, you know, some things that help you, you know, in a similar way. But yeah, guys, just wanted to get that out, and I'm probably just going to be just chilling for a little bit, I do have some new glasses that I want to share with you guys. So I'm going to go in the bedroom and show you guys some of these new glasses that my friends over at Zeelool have sent to me. So if you guys want to come in there, I'll show you a little bit of what's new. All right, you guys, I'm just showing you a few of the glasses that they sent over. My good friends at Zeelool were kind enough to send me 6 pairs of glasses, 4 of which are prescription glasses, as well as 2 pairs of sunglasses. So I hope you guys like these styles. Zeelool is actually one of the most stylish glasses in the space, as well as also providing these glasses and frames at a reasonable, very reasonable price. So I've actually had them come into my own personal style from the last shipment that they had. I typically never thought of myself as a person who would be having multiple pairs of glasses to try to style with my outfits, but after getting the last batch of Zeelool glasses that they sent over, I really liked the glasses and I was really impressed with the style that they do provide. So I just wanted to show you guys a few of the frames and options that they have, because they cover a wild array of styles as far as fashion sense and all that good stuff goes. So let me know what you guys think of the first pair. I could see these ones going into my daily rotation for sure. So here's another pair with a little bit thicker frames, and let me know what you guys think of pair number 2. I don't know, you guys, like I just really like the style options that they, an assortment and variety that they give you guys on the website. But it's nice now that I have multiple frames in my disposal. It is, you know, in my opinion, is kind of cool to play with and try different stuff to see what works with certain outfits and whatnot. But let me just keep this going. These green ones are kind of cool. Definitely a little bit more on the fancier side, or those who like to take a little bit more risks, but I am actually kind of feeling them. Like they're for those who are on the wilder side of things, and I never really thought of myself as being with that kind of a personality type, but now that they sit on my face and I'm like looking at them in the mirror, they are kind of a little vibe. They bring a little, for those of my eccentric friends out there, they're different, but I do like these frames, these thicker frames. I have typically in the past gone for more of the thinner frames or rounded ones, but I'm trying different things and taking on a little bit more risk, especially you're being more bold coming out with these ones. But let me know what you guys think of the third pair of glasses from Zeelool. And these ones as well, a little bit more on the bolder side of things. You're going to be standing out with a pair of glasses like these, but just giving you guys a rundown and just showing you the different styles and different trends that Zeelool as a brand does set. So this is pair number 4, and let me know what you guys think. So if you guys were interested in purchasing these glasses, I will leave the link in the description if you want to use the code TEDDY10 to get 10% off of your next purchase. If you were interested in trying out some new stylish trendy glasses, I am pretty confident that you will like what you see on the website. And then another cool feature about Zeelool is that they have this feature where you can upload a selfie or a picture of your face and actually preview what the glasses are going to look like on your face before you hit that purchase button. So like I said, another cool feature that they do have on the website. And then let me show you guys the sunglasses that I picked up as well. So I actually cannot see you guys right now because these are not prescription glasses. So I'm kind of feeling like Ray Charles a little bit as I stare into the camera, but just some like funky styles to play with as far as sunglasses. And I have been in need of a new pair of sunglasses for quite some time. So it is pretty cool that they sent these over as well. But Zeelool is not only prescription glasses, they do have some sunglasses for you guys to check out also. And then I will show you guys the last pair of sunglasses. So let me know what you guys think. Just like I said, just some cool trendy stuff to play with. And like I said, you guys, I will leave the URL and the link in the description box below, and then make sure to use the code TEDDY10 at checkout and you will get 10% off of your next purchase. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think of the glasses, and I am satisfied with everything that they sent over and will be trying to incorporate them into my daily style. But let's go ahead and figure out what the rest of this day is going to look like.
Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these restless nights, all these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a Benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of on my feet when I touch the ground. Front of A to Beijing, man, ain't know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll Lex account of Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brother since 6th grade.
Alright, you guys, I'm here finishing up my edit currently. I'm probably want to say I'm like 95% finished, and since I just had that okonomiyaki and actually just finished drinking a protein shake, 50 grams of whey protein isolate, I am completely full and will be finishing up my night routine. So my night routine consists of really, once I start exporting my video, I typically will start taking the trash out and brushing my teeth and making my way into the bedroom. And the reason why I take my trash out so late into the night, usually I don't take my trash out until like 1, 2 in the morning, or sometimes later, just because I want to make sure that I finish eating every last bit of food that I'll be eating, because sometimes I'll be snacking late into the night and I don't want to have like scraps and stuff that I leave overnight in the trash can, just because it could potentially invite pests and roaches and stuff like that. So I like to take the trash out when I know for sure that I'm done eating everything. And as of right now, I don't know if you guys can tell that my lights are completely dimmed to about 20% right now. I typically like to dim all the lights to at least 50% when the sun goes down. And then as I start creeping into the later hours of the night, I start doing a little bit more as far as like 30%, 20%, and they're on. And then once I actually make my way into the bedroom is when I start to get into the 10% range, and that is when I change my light to a red light. I will lay on my acupuncture mat while my video is exporting, because the export process takes about 45 minutes to an hour sometimes it might be even longer than that. And that's when I try to like prepare myself for the full benefits of sleep. And I actually just incorporated the new sleep mask, the heated sleep mask that one of my subscribers has actually picked up for me a few days ago. So that has been a huge help, and I literally knock out. As soon as I put that thing on my eyes for like 5 to 10 minutes, I am completely knocked out. And I do like to watch like body cam videos while I'm uploading to the internet, because that is also a process that takes about 20 to 30 minutes as well. But yeah, guys, like I'm at the end of the night right now, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. So if you made it this far, please like the video, subscribe if you have not already, and of course I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.